Hey, welcome back. We're at the streams here at Sun City, and there's so many exciting talks and discussions that are taking place. Dawid Oelofse is from Dis-Chem, and he is the supply chain and logistics guru at Dis-Chem, right? So I mean, I shop at Dis-Chem. You make sure that the shelves have got what I want, and I mean and there's so much to do with logistics in the back end, but you're using SAP to do a lot of that stuff. Tell us about your job, supply chain and logistics for one of the biggest supply chain organizations and retailers in the country. That's a stressful job.
Yeah, Aki, but I think leadership on our side makes it easy. It's such a great business. I've been involved with them for 20 odd years. And you're right, SAP I think propelled us into a different space when we implemented in 2009. And from a supply chain perspective, absolutely difficult. We deal with different store formats, different profiles of ordering. Stressful but very exciting. It's always dynamic, always changes, and we're up for the task.
And there's a lot of the unknown, right? And how was COVID for you guys, out of interest? Because that must have brought its own challenges with supply chain shortages, etc., globally.
Absolutely, and different business. All of a sudden we were thrust into this, transporting mask, high volume items, really low margins. But luckily we were able to trade through that, and I think we've recuperated, but it has changed the way that we do business. Yeah. I think we look at it differently now.
So you've been in the business for 20 years, and you mentioned how critical SAP is in the entire process. And I mean, the theme at this event is very much about AI and how AI is embedded in everything. You've been in the business for 20 years, but right now this is a different revolution when it comes to supply chain, right? AI is adding a different dynamic and unlocking a lot of value, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're maybe not at the cusp of it yet. But we're playing around with a lot of robotics, especially in the supply chain, not mechanization, but process automation. We've seen a lot of benefits out of that. And I think we'll progress, learn out of that. We'll tap into machine learning, and eventually, to your point, I think the artificial intelligence is going to make big differences. Procurement, forecasting, all of those sort of things. Exciting times.
What about automation? Is that, I imagine that forms quite a large part of your portfolio.
Yes. And I mean, from a support perspective, we look at automation at different levels. There's obviously to ease user usage of the system, but we also use it for housekeeping, and those are the mundane tasks that everybody kind of needs to do but always forget to do. So yeah, a lot of automation in our business.
Now I imagine, and I'm always fascinated by this, because you got so many items in various Dis-Chem stores. Are you able to kind of forecast it as well? I imagine you would be able to, using these SAP platforms, knowing what the system does, kind of forecast what you might be selling of something in 6 months from now or a year, and you take variables like weather changes and everything. Do all those things fit into this equation in terms of forecasting into the future?
Absolutely. From a retail perspective, the business invested heavily in the forecasting and replenishment tool, and it does exactly that. Look at demand backwards, look at promotional views forward, and we try and forecast and provide forecasts for the business as well. So definitely an integral part of the business. I don't think we're at weather patterns yet, because I mean, what happened 2 days ago, nobody would have predicted, right? But I'm sure we'll get better at it and more accurate.
Dawid Oelofse, thank you so much.